Hey, sup buds? Here working on a 3-door freezer with a 67-degree box. Client stated, had refrigeration tech out, stated that the start components were bad for the compressor, and recently replaced the thermostat. So we're gonna do our own diagnostic here and see what we got going on. So we're gonna make sure we don't have no power, work safe, and looks like we're good to go. So let's go ahead and start checking our ohms before we start checking our starting components, huh? What we're gonna do here is gonna test each leg for the correct amount of ohms, have a total amount of ohms on one leg, and the other two should equal that total amount of ohms. So right here, we're gonna go ahead and alligator clip each leg and test each leg. Just bear with me guys here, working with one hand. So let's see what we got. Pretty tedious work when you're working with refrigeration. Not your typical HVAC, heating, ventilation, air systems in your commercial residential homes. So, got all the ohms tested. So we got there the whole total amount of ohms, about 5.5. And we should have another leg that should read about 1.8, 1.7. Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and start bringing this calculator out. We have the total amount of ohms of 5.5. And then we're going to go ahead and do the 1.7 plus 3.8, which we should equal to the total amount of ohms, which should be 5.5. Looks like we got a good compressor, buds. So let's go ahead and check our start components, make sure we're in range. We're going to go ahead and put our testing meter into microfarads, and we'll go from there. Make sure your capacitors are discharged safely. Switch to microfarad. Go ahead and get our alligator clips on there, because I'm using one hand. Like, subscribe, and comment please guys. Maybe I can get me some metas. But we got those clipped on. We're at 93. It calls for 97, so it looks like we're in range. And we'll go for our other one, which calls for 17.5, and hopefully we should be in range. And if that all goes well, we're gonna have to start doing some more diagnostic and digging into charge pressures, things like that, pressure switches, and maybe some nitro testing, huh? Looks like we got good caps.